name is Tia. I thought we would try and start a series in making our physical TBR a lot smaller. And I thought what better way to start off the series than with my absolute favorite author ever, Frederick Bachman. The Beartown series is literally my favorite series of all time. But we are going to tackle the last 2 books I have on my Frederick Bachman physical TBR. I have Britt Marie Was Here, and I have My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. His writing is just so captivating. He is so masterful with pulling at your heartstrings. I'm gonna take my little doggo Hero on a walk soon, and at my local library, look at all this Frederick Bachman I've got. I think I'm in the mood. This is gonna shatter me into pieces, the grandmother one. It is told with the same comic accuracy and beating heart as Frederick Bachman's debut novel, A Man Called Ove, which is crazy that that's his debut. It's a story about life and death and one of the most important human rights, the right to be different. So we're gonna tackle Britt Marie Was Here first. I love her little rat friend. In the small town of misfits, can Britt Marie find a place where she can truly belong? I think she's tasked with coaching the supremely untalented children's soccer team. And I think this will definitely get me into it because I'm very much a sports fiction person. So we are going to go to the park right now. And I will keep you posted. Welcome to the new series, yay! We are gonna tackle our physical TBR together. Yay, 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 yay. Hero and I just got back. Look where I found Kiki. I've eaten lunch and done a couple things since the last time we spoke, but now I'm already on chapter 9, which is 21% of the way through. So I've just been exclusively looking at the audiobook, and I didn't know that all the chapters come with these sweet little doodles, which is so cute. Like, as I was listening to this book at the park, guys, the park was like the perfect backdrop to read this book, and let me explain why. Oh, it was so sweet. There were little outdoor yoga classes going on. There were some retirees taking like a dance lesson. And so I sneezed from like 30 feet away. This lady, she went, "Bless you." And I screamed back, "Thank you." And it was so human. It was just like full of life. And literally Frederick Bachman's books are exactly that. They are so full of life and his characters are so human. Oh, this kind of gives me A Man Called Ove vibes because our main character, Britt Marie, at first she's quite, not as stingy, but she's very uptight and she's very peculiar with everything. But obviously as you get to know her, you understand that there are like way deeper reasons why she is the way she is, and you like feel so hard for her. Also, look how I'm bookmarking this thing so I can show you. One of them is a pen and the other one I'm just using a stray hair tie. Normalize using very random things around your house as bookmarks. I always lose the cute bookmarks that people buy. Oh my god. She's talking about her and her husband. It's difficult to know when love blooms. Suddenly, one day you wake up and it's in full flower. It works the same way when it wilts. One day it is just too late. No. I've still got a lot left, but already I'm really enjoying it. I just got to chapter 15. Aside from like the heartfelt stuff too, Britt Marie is so funny as a character. She just says the most outlandish stuff without even trying to. Like, for example, the kids on the soccer team are watching a game and they have superstitions. And so Britt Marie, I guess, is like using the restroom while their team makes a goal. So then they lock her in the bathroom. They let her out in the second half and she's like, "Okay, well, I just want to clarify to everyone that like I was not in the bathroom because I had indigestion. Like I was in the bathroom because you guys forced me to." And they're like, okay. They're like, "Sure." I think we might have a 5-star read on our hands, you guys. The amount of times I've smiled is crazy. Like, I know he's my favorite author, but like, God, it's so good. Who translated this? Because Frederick Bachman is Swedish. So this came out in 2014 in Swedish, translation 2015 by Henning Koch. Henning. Thank you. I think this book is so funny. Just like the lighthearted humor that's weaved into the narrative. It's just so easy. So there's this blind lady. She's helping out, but you know, she's visually impaired. And one of the kids is like, fat chance we have winning a soccer game with a blind coach. They're just so funny. If you watch some of my other videos, you know that like I'm so into the small town dynamic and getting to know lots of neighbors, lots of characters within a certain setting. And Frederick Bachman, I think, is the reason why I like it so much. My love for that storytelling stems from his writing and how he crafts a story. It's so good. This is devastating. Page 192. When he smiled at her, it felt like sunlight on her skin. She made his dreams her own. His life became her life. She was good at this, and people want to do the things they're good at. People want someone to know they are there. That's so heartbreaking. It has definitely been a couple days since I last updated you, but I finished Britt Marie Was Here, and it was a solid 4 stars. It definitely made me cry. I think it made me cry twice. I think it has the heart of Beartown. This was published before the first installment of Beartown, and you can honestly see the seedlings of his love of sports integrated into like a community, what it means to live in a place where you are needed / wanted. Those are very much important themes in Beartown that are definitely integrated in this as well. A tender story about living for yourself, and the ending was perfect. Like, I could not have asked him to make a better ending than this, teaching you that it's like never too late to live the way you want to live or the way that you hope to live. You're never too old to start over, that kind of message. It was so sweet. I'm gonna quickly read a paragraph that I highlighted. She wonders how much space a person has left in her soul to change herself when she gets older. What people does she still have to meet? What will they see in her? And what will they make her see in herself? I'm so glad I finally finished this. It was a long time coming. Oh, and you know what made me like really emotional? Because of the introduction of this video, I was like, oh, her rat friend is really funny. I did not anticipate the rat friend to truly be a rat friend. Oh God. So cute. And now I just picked up this morning. My grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry. Sounds like it's about this quirky old lady, which is kind of similar to this. But Elsa is the granddaughter. She's 7 years old and she's like smart for her age, I guess. And her grandmother is 77 years old and crazy. As in standing on the balcony firing paintball guns at strangers crazy. I'm only on chapter 2 right now and she's already thrown literal and mud at the coppers. So I have no doubt that this is gonna be something really interesting. So I will update you later. Oh my God, my back. I've been editing a video for like a few hours at this point. And I definitely, for the sake of my mental health and also my posture, I need to take Hero on a WALK. Oh, you heard me. Hello. Hi, baby boy. Oh guys, look. Wait, girl paw. Good boy. Other paw. Thank you, baby boy. Thank you. He's so cute. Hello, happy new year. It is finally January and I'm finally 50% of the way through this book. I'm on chapter 19 and again, very Bachman style. They have adorable little doodles on the chapter pages. It took me a while to get into this book, honestly. It started really getting interesting at like 40% of the way. Please don't drink my coffee, Figaro. Do you wanna say hi? Hello, Menace. So what's funny about my grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry is that Britt Marie from Britt Marie Was Here is a side character. Thank God I read this first because I would absolutely despise Britt Marie if I had read this book before this one. How unexpected that I just happened to read these two jointly and she shows up in this one. So far, this book has been pretty okay. Definitely a slower pace than I would like, but who knows, maybe the second half will really get me into it. I finished My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry yesterday. To be honest, it took me like 2 weeks to finish this book, which is quite long for one book to take me. I just really couldn't get into it. I almost actually DNF'd this. If it wasn't for this reading vlog, I think I would have, but I'm truthfully so glad that I didn't. So if you do decide to pick this book up, firstly, you should read Britt Marie Was Here first, because I feel like this acts as sort of a prequel to Britt Marie Was Here that you should read after the fact. And I thought that was such an interesting way for Bachman to tell her story. You learn so much about Britt Marie before her life in this book. I think a big reason why I didn't get into this book as much as Britt Marie Was Here is because this is like this has a touch of magical realism slash fantasy. The main character is 7 years old and she is strongly using her imagination to kind of get through her everyday life. Her reality is a little bit twisted, not in a like twisted way, but it's warped in that like her and her grandmother have this universe that only they go to, and you learn a little bit more backstory about like why the grandmother is so imaginative and everything. I think that just like wasn't what I was expecting when I went into this. I don't love magical realism or like that kind of storytelling, but if you do, this book is absolutely for you, and I still would suggest to read it. I think it was like a 3.5 if I were to give it a half star. I usually just give whole stars because that makes rating so much easier. It's probably a 3.5, but I just rounded down to a 3 stars. But the last 20%, like once you get through 80% of the book, the ending just hits it home. I love how he tied the narrative together. I thought it was such a beautiful ending. It was very sad. It is a story about grief, and a lot of the characters I cared about because I had read Britt Marie Was First. Wait, Britt Marie Was Here first. If I hadn't read it in this order though, this book would have fallen even more flat than I felt like it did. But hooray, we did it, you guys. 2 down and X amount, however many is on my physical TBR to go. But this was a super fun experiment and I'm glad that I'm doing it. It feels good to kind of check mark 2 books off my list. So stay tuned for the next physical TBR reading vlog. I'm looking forward to starting this series with you guys. Please let me know if you've read these books, how you feel about them, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.